Good morning, SECC family, and welcome back to Studio 379 as we look a little bit farther into God's holy word on our journey through the Bible. We are in 1 Chronicles chapters. We're going to start in 18. Let's see how far we get. Chronicles 18. After this, David defeated the Philistines and subdued them, and he took Gath and its villages out of the hand of the Philistines. And he defeated Moab, and the Moabites became servants to David and brought tribute. David also defeated Hadadezer, king of Zobah, Hamath, as he went to set up his monument at the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots, 7,000 horsemen, and 20,000 foot soldiers. And David hamstrung all the chariot horses, but left enough for the 100 chariots. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to help Hadadezer, king of Zobath, David struck down 22,000 men of the Syrians. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought tribute. And the Lord gave victory to David wherever he went. And David took the shields of gold that were carried by the servants of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Tibnah and from Cun, cities of Hadadezer, David took a large amount of bronze. With it Solomon made the bronze sea and the pillars and the vessels of bronze. When Tau, king of Hamath, heard that David had defeated the whole army of Hadadezer, king of Zobah, he sent his son Hadaram to King David to ask about his health and to bless him because he had fought against Hadadezer and defeated him. For Hadadezer had often been at war with Tau. And he sent all sorts of articles of gold and silver and bronze. These also King David dedicated to the Lord, together with the silver and gold that he carried off from all the nations, from Edom, Moab, the Ammonites, the Philistines, and the Amalek. When Abishai, son of Zeruiah, killed 18,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt, then he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. And the Lord gave victory to David wherever he went. So David reigned over all Israel, and he administered justice and equity to all his people. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the army. And Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder. And Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, the son of Abiathar, were priests. And Shavsha was secretary, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Chetherites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were the chief officials in the service of the king. Chapter 19. Now after this, Nahash, the king of the Ammonites, died, and his son reigned in his place. And David said, I will deal kindly with Hanun, the son of Nahash, for his father dealt kindly with me. So David sent messengers to console him concerning his father. And David's servants came to the land of the Ammonites, to Hanun, to console him. But the princes of the Ammonites said to Hanun, Do you think, because David has sent comforters to you, that he is honoring your father? Have not his servants come to you to search and to overthrow and to spy out the land? So Hanun took David's servants and shaved them and cut off their garments in the middle, at their hips, and sent them away. And they departed. When David was told concerning the men, he sent messengers to meet them, for the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, Remain at Jericho until your beards have grown, and then return. When the Ammonites saw that they had become a stench to David, Hanun and the Ammonites sent 1,000 talents of silver to hire chariots and horsemen from Mesopotamia, from Aram Makkah, and from Zobah. They hired 32,000 chariots, and the king of Makkah with his army, who came and encamped before Medeba, and the Ammonites were mustered from their cities and came to battle. When David heard of it, he sent Joab and all the army of the mighty men, and the Ammonites came out and drew up in battle array at the entrance of the city. And the kings who had come were by themselves in the open country. When Joab saw that the battle was against him, both in front and in the rear, he chose some of the best men of Israel and arrayed them against the Syrians. The rest of his men he put in the charge of Abishai his brother. and they were arrayed against the Ammonites. And he said, if the Syrians are too strong for me, then you shall help me. But if the Ammonites are too strong for you, then I will help you. Be strong, and let us use our strength for our people and for the cities of our God, and may the Lord do what seems good to him. So Joab and the people who were with him drew near before the Syrians for battle, and they fled before him. And when the Ammonites saw that the Syrians fled, they likewise fled before Abishai, Joab's brother, and entered the city. Then Joab came to Jerusalem. But when the Syrians saw that they had been defeated by Israel, they sent messengers and brought out the Syrians who were beyond Euphrates, with Shaphat, the commander of the army of Hadadezer, at their head. And when it was told to David, he gathered all Israel together and crossed the Jordan and came to them and drew up his forces against them. And when David set the battle in array against the Syrians, they fought with him, and the Syrians fled before Israel. And David killed the Syrians, the men of 7,000 chariots and 40,000 foot soldiers, and put to death also Shaphat, the commander of the army. When the servants of Hadadezer saw that they had been defeated by Israel, they made peace with David and became subject to him. So the Syrians were not willing to save the Ammonites anymore. So that's going to wrap up our reading today in 1 Chronicles. We looked at 18, 19, and 20. Lord willing, we'll be right back here again tomorrow as we dig a little bit farther in our journey through the Bible. Until then, I would ask that the Lord would richly bless you. Yes, you, if you are a follower of the Lord. Have a great and godly day, and I'll see you tomorrow.